Know what it is, live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. You already know what it is, live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Facebook Live, YouTube Live. All right. Chicago, good night. Good night. We out here on the live. It's still hot out here. Still hot. Come on in, people. Come on in. Hey, Sharice, how you doing? Brother D, what's going on? It's about, what you say? It's about to storm really bad. Y'all get in the house. Yeah, I'm in the house. What's good, Martin? That's right. Henry Harshfeld, what's up? Lamont Coakley, what's going on? Stephen Darkins from O'Hare. Oh, he's pouring down. Okay. K.O. Adams Sr., what up, bro? All right. It's about to pour down. Marie Sterling. Peggy, what's up, Peggy? Billy Kinslow. What's up, Tim? What's up, family? Bella Pinks. He says, get ready. A storm out there. The storm is approaching. Oh, for those of you on my Facebook family, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube page, make sure you subscribe to my page, Martin G. Johnson. All right. So you don't want to miss nothing. Something might go on YouTube that might not be on Facebook. So just in case, you can subscribe to my page. All right. We're going to get started in a minute. I think I hear something out there. It might be raining out here. Felisa, what's going on? Storming in Indiana. Okay. Y'all be safe out here. 90 miles per hour wind. Wow. Hello, Martin, everyone. North Carolina in the house. Patty Hampton, what's going on? All right. Shason Williams is storming here. Okay. Oh, that's what I hear, all that wind. Something going to blow over tonight. Some trees going to fall. Marcus, what's up? Deborah Singleton, what's going on? Lotus Bunch, what's going on? You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. I love being black. Or 872-297-6389. Ooh, I need that air, the fresh air. All right, people, we start taking some calls. We're going to take some calls early today, and we got an open panel tonight. Whatever's on your heart, we possibly can talk about it. Hopefully we can. Hope we have enough information to talk about it. All right. What's the word? Quinn Childs, what's up, bro? All right, I'm looking for some calls. 872-299-0808. 872, what's up, Tevin Rogers? 299-0808. Come on in, people. Whew. I've been yawning tonight. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Facebook family, YouTube, and Twitter? I'm going to say Quitter. We're under severe. Okay. Oh, my day was great, Miss Bella. It was great. It was great. All right. Mr. Johnson, Eddie Johnson Jr., what's going on? We're taking calls. All right, we got how many people? 77 people on here and some on YouTube, 5. All right, let's get it on. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight tonight. Maybe I'll put us some put one of these Facebook links up. Come on in, people. Open discussion tonight. Open discussion. Oh, wow. I feel that wind blowing up in here. Ooh, I feel it. I feel sorry for somebody stuck outside that got to be in here. Mm-hmm. Lord, keep me safe until the storm passes by. Okay, somebody on the roof. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what we can talk about today. Nobody wants to call. Y'all making me bored. All right. Well, let me get. Somebody said you need to. Yeah, I do need to go to sleep because I'm tired. But I did want to talk to you guys. Okay. New York City in the house. Mama Popson, what's going on? I see you. Open discussion tonight. Don Tillman, Bishop Ashley Johnson. Hey. I got a call. I got 2 callers calling in. All right. I can stay woke now. All right. Let me go ahead, callers. I think that look like it might be Sarge. All right. This fan heat on me. Okay, caller, you live uncut unedited. 912.
Hey, what's going on, Martin? Research the people ain't calling in.
Come on in, caller. Come on.
I was watching TV and dog. Okay, let me go find me a bite to eat. And that's the first thing I hear on your show. What they scared of?
I don't know what they're afraid of. They think I'm gonna bite them.
I'm on here.
Hey, how you doing, sis? How you doing, Sharice? What's going on?
Oh, okay.
Well, let's get it cracking,
Hey,
y'all.
Sarge.
Let's get it cracking. This is gonna be
Let's go. I'll look in here and try to find me something to eat.
Let's talk about the case in Chicago where the police officer in the 18th district is being, the woman is making claims of him sexually assaulting her after he arrested her for stealing on Nordstrom and took her back to the police department and told her that he didn't want to arrest her because she had a nice expletive, allegedly. This is what she's claiming.
Yeah.
I learned about that one. The hottest thing I've been seeing. Now I'm just saying the hottest thing.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of folks ain't bothered. It's this country song.
Oh, Jason Aldean.
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Try that in a small town.
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Mm-hmm. It's terrible. He has a dog whistle song for race soldiers. Yes, it is.
Nah, that's what people
like
say.
The good old boys. You got to listen to it. I've listened to it. And I watched the video.
I have. Hold on now. Don't just shoot me down now.
Mm-hmm.
You got people that function a certain way, they take care of each other. I mean, it's like right here. Say somebody pull up to my house, right? My neighbors don't know them folks. It's not I can see it, it's not like a first time, right?
Mhm.
They know I'm not home.
You cannot insert yourself in a place where he's not talking about you being one of the people that he's going to take care of. It's clear.
Yeah,
okay,
he talking about carjackers when y'all is, right?
17-year-old black boy was hung from that courthouse and drugged all about the town. That's why he did the video in it. In front of the courthouse
I didn't see. In 19 who?
That courthouse is 1927. The video was recorded in front of that courthouse, and that's why he chose that location. And then the wording, talking about the good old boy, and we look out for each other. You ain't no good old boy, and they not gonna look out for you. Stop it.
Okay, well, you know what? I bet I can bet a difference with that. But see, I had my own experience as that with so-called.
But we're not talking about you, Sarge. We're talking about Jason.
Okay, I bring up a topic. Excuse me. I bring up a topic, and I'm saying what I don't agree about, and you arguing with me about what I don't agree about.
But you're not a good old boy. And he's not talking about looking out for you. Talking about he still got his granddaddy old shotgun. I know the word.
So y'all educate me. Okay, hold on. Y'all educate me what's going on because I'm totally lost tonight.
Okay, Martin, this is what it is.
Okay,
this is what it is. From the video I saw and the song that I heard, this is a song. Don't try that in a small town. And the guy was talking about crimes that commonly happen in urban cities.
Okay.
Antifa, BLM riding, handing up, and this and that, carjack an old woman, pull a gun on somebody at a liquor store, this and that. That when you living in a small town, see how far you make it down the street.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're going to chase you down and kill you.
Yeah, because we handle our home.
They're letting you know.
So basically, that's what
exactly.
Is that what the song about, y'all? I'm still lost.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the song is about. What would happen to you? You come trying that foolishness in a small town.
A dog whistle for saying if a black person comes to a small town, we gonna get you. That's what the song's about.
Well, I guess How to Survive in South Central, a place where busting a camp is fundamental. Yo, you won't find a shit in a handbook. Take a close look at a rap crook. I guess that's a dog whistle for white people. Don't go to South Central.
Okay.
Talk to me quick.
Now,
talk to me quick.
Hold it. Sharice, tell me what's your thoughts of it. Sorry, putting me to sleep. Go ahead. Sharice.
Yeah, I'm here.
You nod out,
There's
didn't you?
a bad kickback echo. Somebody has a
Sarge, check your phone off speakerphone.
It's not on speakerphone. I'm in my kitchen. I get bad reception in the kitchen. I was about to put something in the microwave.
Okay. How's the echo now?
I don't hear it now.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't hear echo at all.
Well, my findings is it bothers me when I see black folks insert themselves in things that are clearly not meant for them. Just like I remember being a young girl and my uncle that's 3 years older than me, he loved the Dukes of Hazzard. And he would get hostile. And, back then in the 70s, early 70s, there was only one TV in the house. One in the front room for the family and one in my grandparents' room. And he would get so hostile, he was a bully and take over the TV because of the Dukes of Hazzard was coming on. And the first thing he would see was that old orange car with that Confederate flag on it. And he loved that car, not understanding the symbolic meaning of that song And that flag on that car, just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Yeah, the good old boys, we all know that's a dog whistle for the race soldiers. And so Jason Aldean has made this song talking about try that in a small town. And then it's the wording that he uses. It's not just a song. I don't care about the song, but if we're going to talk about it, let's keep it real. Don't say you heard the song and the video that you saw. Just tell the truth. You have to study the video and know the history of that courthouse, that town, and know why he did it. And then the things that he is saying in the song, it is specifically directed toward Black people. He's basically letting you know, don't come to this small town because you won't be welcome. If you listen to the words, he goes as far as to say, what's going to happen, you won't make it further, you won't make it up the road. So basically, they're going to chase you down and kill you anyway. And talking about, this is the same person, Jason Aldean. See, I did the research. I didn't just listen to the song and watch the video. This is a person who was caught in 2015 supporting race soldier, people that have strong ties to organizations such as the Oath Keepers and things like that. See, it's not just about the song, it's who he is and what he has been caught representing in the past. Okay. So I'm not going for that. Well, it's just a song about a small town. No, do the research of the person that is singing and performing it. And then listen to the subliminal wording in the song. I'll get my granddad's old shotgun. I got it.
Yeah.
Come out.
I think we talked about that. I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
Y'all let this new caller come in. 0123. I haven't seen him in a minute. 0123.
How you doing, Brother Martin? I was just listening in tonight. I think you were going live. I really didn't catch the topic. I was really just listening, Martin.
Okay. That's cool. All right. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Now, the way it sounds like to me, it's coded language. You got to read between the lines.
It is. It is. It is. And just so you know, I was born in Chicago, but my family migrated to Iowa when I was 2. So the first 14 years of my life, I grew up in a small hick town in Iowa. So I didn't have to wait to see. I know what the song represents and I know what it means.
Wow.
Let's be clear about that. Yes. Let's be clear. The most impressionable years of my life, I grew up when, if it was 1,000 kids in the school, I was one of 3 Black. So I know what the song represents. I know the history of why he chose that location. 1927, a 17-year-old boy. They castrated that boy at that courthouse and shoved it in his mouth. Woo. And drug him till he was almost nothing left and hung him at that very courthouse that Mr. Aldean is standing in front of, talking about try that in a small town. Come on now.
That's racist.
He knows what that courthouse represents. That's why he chose it. Dog whistling, the good old boy. Talking about we take care of each other. He ain't talking about ours. He ain't looking out for you. You the one he's saying you're not welcome there.
Well, Black folks don't consider themselves like that. Some Black people. I got another caller down there. 9433.
Hey, Martin.
What's going on?
How you doing, Martin?
I'm good.
I'm blessed too.
What's up?
I just called to tell you good job and keep up the good work.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Nice conversation tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me say this, people. To all black people. I don't care if you have a great influence or you're a millionaire, rich, got money. There's some people out here that don't like you just because you're black. So don't think you're not included.
True.
Don't think you're not included.
That is very true.
When they make their little statements and all that. You can do everything right. They still don't like you. That's terrible.
Hey, that's just how it is. It's always how it was. And that's how it's always going to be with people. Now, I'm going to tell you with me. This is me personally. If somebody's beat one of them, hey, you know, I don't like y'all kind, I appreciate that. That let me know to keep my eye on you and stay way the hell away from wherever you at and yours for my own safety. See, I could appreciate that. I don't want to be someplace I just go and I think I'm going to have a good time. Next thing you know, something happened to me. Because one of them, what they call them, frenemies.
Frenemies.
I don't need no frenemies. Yeah,
I want to
don't
read
need
something
frenemies.
when he finished talking about Jason Aldean.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need no frenemies. See, you don't care for me, you let me know. And that's all it is. Keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Okay, I pulled this up. Let me read this real quick.
Go ahead.
You can finish, Charles.
Go ahead.
October 2015. Aldean wears blackface for Halloween. His costume included a red bandana, a wig, a braided wig, and blackface. Nearly a year later, the singer offered a qualified apology to anyone who it offended, and it was disrespectful. A Billboard interview. Me doing that had zero malicious intent. They can't help themselves. Okay, that's all. We know what blackface represents. Minstrel show, big lip Negro, tap dancing around with powdered, dried up mouth and all that kind of stuff. So let's just keep it real. I don't have a problem with racists. I like it too. Show us all who you are so we know how to treat you accordingly and to stay away from you. That's great. My thing is, I don't like the turn the other cheek and people not acting like they can't see who this dude is. He has been showing you his whole career who he is. Then he got brazen enough to make a song about it. Try that in a small town. But this is the same dude. Jason Aldean is the same man that ran off stage with all those people. That was his concert when that man came there and shot up all them people and killed them people. That was Jason Aldean. Talking about try that in a small town. He don't even live in a small town. Dog whistling. That's all it is.
Well, that is great information to know.
Yeah. Hey,
I know that.
We got two more.
Hold on.
Did
I know that, sister?
Sarge.
No, I didn't.
Sarge. We got two more callers. Actually, three.
Oh, and also CMT pulls Jason Aldean's video. What to know about try that in a small town. The country music people pulled the video because they know the history of that building and what he's doing. He's evil.
Okay, I need you.
Let me hold. I did the research.
Hold it. Let's get this new callers in. Let's see what they got to say. 3268. Come on.
What's going on, Martin?
Oh, this is Roosevelt. Hey, Roosevelt.
Hey,
Roosevelt.
good topic. Hey, good topic tonight and everything that you
Well,
know.
add something on to it then. Let's hear it. Come on.
Well, the thing is, the stuff, I'm not really, I listen to all kinds of music, not always a big fan of country music, so to speak. But, when I think the young lady mentioned it and everything, I went to YouTube Music and looked it up and listened to it before I called in. and I could be wrong, but I could definitely, agree with her that it is some kind of dog whistle, to racist police or maybe, to racist bigots, especially in that area, because we know that the history of what the Deep South has towards Black people, it still has to this very day. Because one thing about white people in the South, they automatically let you know that they don't want to be bothered with you. I just think up here they're a little bit more covert and everything, and try to hide it a little bit better. But there's something, since Jason Aldean is from the South, you know automatically what they possibly think of you.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. Wearing Confederate flags, that's a loser flag. Why do you want to hold on to it so bad? Because you know what it represents. And like I say, I don't care about Jason Aldean. I don't care about his song. If you like that song, good. Because there's a lot of songs I like that people don't like, and I'm okay with that. But don't play stupid. Don't dumb down now.
Okay, now, hold on, sister. Now, I didn't know anything. Now, and Martin will back me up on this. I knew nothing about anything that you brought to light on this show.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a lot of other Black folks.
Can I talk about me, sister? Because it's all of our job to educate everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, what you did on this show,
killing Negroes doing this thing, ain't nothing wrong with the song.
Sister, what I'm saying is this, and I'm trying to be brief and keep it moving. The history that you brought behind the song, the different this and that and the third, okay. More people need to be bringing that out and bringing the facts out instead of the feelings. So you brought facts, not feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't know.
We got a new caller.
So more of us need to do that.
New caller.
It's all right.
New caller. Hold it, y'all. New caller. 574 area code.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay. So my thoughts on the topic that came up is about a country singer singing about Negroes. However, we've been dealing with this for years now. So that's the focus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's think about solving. I mean, that's the problem. So what is going to be the solution? The focus needs to be us coming together as a union, us Black folks coming together as a union, teaching our youth, because our youth, that drill music and stuff have a great influence upon Chicago and everywhere else right now. That's why they are shooting everybody down and stuff like that.
So
but if we don't come together as one
and do what?
Everybody else is going to continue to tear us down because we continue to tear each other down.
Okay. Hold on,
already.
man. Hold on.
We talking about Jason Aldean.
Hold on. Hold it.
Country music, right?
Hold on, sister. Come together and do what? And do what? Give us a solution. You asked for it. I mean, I want to know. Come together and do what?
Okay, as far as community work, we can have like events on far as teaching our youth how to use a gun and when to use a gun, speaking positively on their queens and kings, and also, having programs out there for our kids to actually learn how to fill out a resume, learn how to do other things besides drill.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Can we do exactly what you said and fight this country singer? Can we do both?
I feel like the country singers shouldn't even be a focus because we got to come together first because they are. I mean, they've been doing this for years. The Confederate flag and everything been out there.
Okay.
So why should that be a problem right now? It shouldn't be a problem. Yes. The lyrics are bad. Yes. Excuse me. Sorry.
Do you feel that song is a problem?
I haven't heard the song.
So you don't. Well, that's why you're saying what you're saying. That's why you're saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Hold that thought. Stay right there. Don't go. Don't leave, please.
Okay.
Area code 6745. Six seven four five.
Hey,
Not area code. I'm sorry.
6745.
4 digits. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
It's
threw
late.
them off.
I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
threw-
I'm sorry. Forgive me. That's why I got this
It's
food in
okay.
my
This
keep me woke.
Angelia.
I'm tired. Go ahead. Hey, Angelia, how you doing?
How you doing, sweetie?
Good.
Good, good. Okay, so I don't know the topic. I just came on in, but
Okay.
I was just wanting to bring up a topic. I don't know if you heard about this young lady in the Green Bay area that basically is the 2023 Lorena Bobbitt and Jeffrey Dahmer mixed into one.
Oh,
Have y'all heard about her trial?
Educate us.
No,
Educate
that's
us.
double deep.
Oh, I don't even want to tell y'all everything she did. Her name is.
You brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Let me be discreet with some of these words because Facebook.
Mhm.
So she basically, her boyfriend, she's like 20 something years old. It happened in February of last year. I didn't hear about it last year. I just started hearing about it when she was in her trial. So she basically, Jeffrey Dahmer and Lorena Bobbitt, her boyfriend. So she dismembered him.
Ma'am, hold
Yeah.
it thought
Mhm.
real quickly. I need to address something.
Okay.
I see something. I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
Listen to this. Mr. Reed Lee, I don't know you from a can of paint. He said the only way you can take this song as racist if you believe only black people are the only ones doing the bad stuff. That makes you racist in itself. Somebody explain that to me because I don't understand that.
Okay, Martin.
My fault.
What I think he's trying to say is when you get to talking about carjackings, robbing liquor stores, you're someone that only believes that happens in urban Black America, and that type of crime does not happen in rural white America, which it
Right.
does.
Which it does.
So I
I
think
pulled
that's
up the
what he
lyrics.
was
But
trying
there's
to
other
say.
races out there too, though. There's Mexican, there's Asian, there's
Oh yeah, like I said,
you know.
crime is a locational type thing. See,
Martin, I
if you
pulled up the
live,
lyrics.
Hold on. So
okay, if
let's
you
talk.
live,
Go ahead, Sarge.
now, if you live in a neighborhood full of Italians, more than likely, it's going to be some Italians that cause some sort of crime, just like Asians, just like any Hispanics. If it's an all Hispanic neighborhood and somebody doggone common to get busted out and they run off with grandmama purse she left in the car by accident, I don't think Woodrow the wino was over in doggone leaving the lake out local land, busting out car windows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember the old wino used to hang at the corner.
Right.
So if crime happens, it depends on who you're around.
Okay. Hold it
You
right
know,
there. Hold it right there.
People hang around their own.
Hold it right there. I want to go back to that sister that was talking about that new case in Green Bay. But I read that. Yeah, go ahead, sister.
Leave you off, no problem. Okay, her name is Taylor Shadisness. CHABUSINNESS. So if y'all want to look her up, I mean, she's still in trial. They're trying to, they didn't prove her guilty, but they're still trying to see how her mental is because she's a white woman. I haven't heard anything. It wasn't, I don't even see people on Facebook talking about it. It's on Law and Crime on the Facebook channel because they have the court cases going on. They have her when she was talking about the whole ordeal. She decapitated him and castrated him and left both parts on his mother's porch.
Hmm.
And she Jeffrey Dahmer, the other parts, not as far as eating, but as far as just dismembering him, and told the police good luck on finding his innards, his organs.
So she only killed one person? A boyfriend?
Yes, it was her boyfriend. Yeah, it was her boyfriend. Now everybody is, because she's white, of course, everyone is saying, now you got all this stuff about this girl that faked her kidnap. Now, you know, when they publicize black women a lot, something else is going on, because they don't publicize us. They're not looking for us. They don't care. Black women and black men. So I'm going to put it on everything. But we all know it's not a Keisha alert. It's an Amber alert. So they don't care about when the black. So when she got all that publicity for this phony kidnapping, we should have knew something was in the mix, because they're not going to put that out in the public. So it came back and they like, hey, okay, see, this is why we don't look for y'all. But with this case, why is it not out? Why don't nobody know about it?
So there is a Keisha alert. There's a such thing as Keisha alert.
She was using that as a play on words.
Using it as an analysis. Okay.
Exactly. All right.
Okay.
You got to break down everything. We all know.
I just wanted to make
proof
sure.
is in. Proof is. Yes, proof is in the pudding. You know, then they're not searching for us like they search for them. So I'm trying to figure out why didn't this case none of y'all know about this case. And it's horrid, as horrible as it is. But if they can show the Dahmer movie, you know, why isn't this worldwide like this kidnapping is? Not worldwide, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like it's not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. 574. Hold on. Go ahead.
Lorena Bobbitt already did it.
Hold on, brother. 574. Go ahead.
I feel like they don't announce us as much is because they want to be like us, first of all, so much. But at the end of the day, our people are asleep, and we are focused on so much different stuff than what we need to be focused on. Like the topics that we have and we're talking about right now today. What we're talking about right now, I feel like that shouldn't be the focus. You understand?
Yeah, because
we already know it's already there, right? We already know.
Hold it, people.
Let's talk about something as far as knowledge on how we're gonna make solutions better. Like let's
hold
talk
on.
about
First
that.
of all, sister.
I'm sorry,
sister.
Yes.
I hear you, but you're throwing mixed messages in the air. You know, everybody don't know about this song. Everybody don't know about racism. Some people
not about the song, but the racism.
The people don't know about it. Period.
For decades.
You got people.
People don't know about racism.
No, they don't know.
Mark, it's up for people to do their own research.
Hold it. Hey, y'all.
research.
Everybody hold it for a minute, please. First of all, people quote things all the time and don't know what it means. I guarantee you I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on this live. And I'm going to ask each one of you a question. And I bet I get almost 5 totally different answers. Somebody describe what is racism? I'm going to start with Sarge first. What is racism, Sarge, in your eyes?
Racism is denying somebody entry, ability for a loan, thus and so, improper justice procedures, right of way to go about their life for their constitutional rights based on their skin color alone.
Okay. 312-3268. What is racism?
Well, Martin, to me, racism is, first of all, is racial hatred from a person from one race to another, first and foremost. But it's also about power also as well. Because, you could say a white person is racist because in this country, white people are the one who has the power. You know, they have the government, they have the court system, they have the police, and, you know, they have the banking system and everything. So therefore, us as black people, we can't be racist because we don't hold any power. So therefore, anytime it's like power held against you, I mean, it stops you from doing certain things, can stop you from getting certain jobs, can stop you from getting bank loans, can cause you to go to jail and everything, you know, for years for something small where someone white will get completely off. So that's what it is. It's racism is a racial hatred plus a power or a system.
Okay.
True.
574. What is racism?
That's pretty much everything they said.
No.
Is
Wait.
574.
The Constitution.
Go ahead.
574, you said?
Yeah, 574. That's what I want to hear from.
Okay.
What is racism?
Racism is politicians' hatred towards a race, so they does not achieve what that other race will allow them to achieve. Discrimination, racism. It's basically off of politicians. As far as one minority group to another.
Okay.
Government. That's racism.
Okay. 6745. What is racism?
Okay, everything I'm taking back off of everything that they said.
No, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you say.
This systematic racism, the Constitution, where we are considered not even a human being. Okay, we could be maybe prejudiced as far as different races, but we can't be racist. It's the power, like they said. It's the control, like they said. If we can't be equal and be considered as a human being, something's not right. Okay, so we all know, we have seen this, we know, Emmett-Till, we know. It's too much history in our faith to think that the world is not against us. They show you every day. So you have to be blind if you think that we are not the bottom of the barrel. They showed us. They constantly showing us. When they kill us every day, we don't own nothing. We can't own nothing. When we did own something, they'll come in and burn it down. It's not like they wasn't black towns before, like we wanted to be together.
Black Wall Street.
It's systematic. It's been going on like that. Once they took off the hood, then you want to look in between the lines and reading all of it. It's in your face. Okay. If you don't see that, something is wrong with you.
Okay, let me say something. I'm gonna go to my last call on this. Crystal Red said, blacks are racist amongst one another. That's why it's easy for others to control us. That's a lie.
Yeah. That's because of the Willie Lynch.
Hold on. That's what she said. Now this is probably a grown woman. And she don't even know how to identify racists. Now that's totally wrong.
Well,
that's wrong.
But Martin,
like the sister said, Martin, they blind.
They wrong.
Martin, but I could understand maybe she used the wrong word.
Hold on. No.
She kind of understand where she's coming from too.
Hold on. I'm going by what she wrote here. Blacks are racist amongst one another. That's why it's easy for others to control us.
And she don't know her history because you had a Willie Lynch baby.
She probably meant to say.
No, we're going to go back. Now, hold on.
I don't want to overtalk.
No. We're not going to say what she meant to say. We're going by what she wrote on here.
Okay. What she said. Okay.
That's what she said. Okay. Let's go to the last caller on the define racism, 3699. Go ahead.
An example of racism is 6 young white males between the ages of 15 and 18 in a group, laughing, talking, walking, horsing around, and not being bothered at all, versus a group of 5 young black men between the ages of 15 and 18 being pulled and stopped
and made to take their shoes off and pull their pants down, ask where they're coming from and where they're going. Where do they live? Are you on parole? You ever been arrested before? That's racism. Racism is being at the airport and watching a 4-year-old little boy climb up and down the windowsill playing with his teddy bear, and he's being cheered on not only by his parents, but by the employees of the airport and the onlookers and the people that are waiting for flights, versus the 2 little black kids that are siblings playing with each other, ringing around the rosy, and the employee walks over from the airport, the security, and tells the mother to control her children because they're out of control. That's racism. Racism is being held back and the goalposts moved so that you can't be progress and advance. You know,
so
that's racism.
Okay, great.
Racism is.
I feel like that's discrimination.
No,
See now,
not
see,
so much
sister.
of
Now, now, look what you just said. Racism is discrimination. It's different levels of
Right.
racism.
Levels,
See, sister, that's why I'm trying to tell you.
It
See, that's why
definitely is.
when you can't identify racism in its fullest forms, you can't address it. And that's why we'll say stuff like,
racism is hate.
yeah, it's hate too. Listen, Neely Fuller said, and Cressis Wilson said it too as well, if you don't understand racism and what it is and how it works, everything that you think you know, you will only be confused. So what I'm telling y'all people,
So
go ahead, 574, go ahead.
I was going to ask, what is your definition of racism, Martin?
Oh, my definition of racism is hate, segregation, like the sister said, moving the goalposts. It's just racial hate. That's all what it is. It comes in the form of redlining.
Because of the color of your skin.
Yeah, the color of your skin, redlining. It comes in banking, like Roosevelt said. It comes in owning and controlling everything, all people areas. Right. It's in politics too as well. Racism. Anytime a black politician can't stand up and say, I want to do this for black people, they don't say that.
And they get shut down.
Right. They're afraid to say it. They'll say what they'll do for the LGBTQ community.
Right. Obama was the
they have to follow their rules.
example to do it.
But so that's racism. Racism is a form of hate, and it's control. You control. It's all about control.
Everything.
Young lady, 574, and I'm gonna ask you a question. Name me one thing here in America where black people control and own. Young lady, 574.
Because they all.
I'm at you. Answer the question.
Don't really.
Answer the question. What'd you say?
I'm answering it. Nothing.
Okay. Don't you think that's
when we do try to, they shut us down.
Don't you think
that is racism?
Don't you think that's a problem that we should address?
It is. It really is. Yeah.
So my point is to you.
Okay.
My point to you, young lady. You said we shouldn't focus on that because everybody know. No. We have to listen. If we don't address racism in this country, black people, we're gonna stay at the bottom. We're already at the bottom right now. We're at the bottom.
Agreed.
We have to address it. When I say we as a group, now I'm not saying here in America a black person cannot be successful. I'm not saying, but it's a percentage game that they playing. It's only a few.
They dumbing us down.
It's only a few. Ain't gonna
be no fight.
Right. They gonna make a few. It's gonna only be a few.
The kids down.
Okay, so
we gonna get older.
What I'm trying to get across is, yes, we do have them problems. Okay, we do have racism problems. Okay, so but the problems start from the Rudy to the Tootie, right?
Okay.
From the head to the toe, correct?
Okay.
So we as a community we already know the problems that we have.
No, we don't.
So when are we going to come together to address it besides racism? We already have racism.
So, sister, we don't
come up with a solution.
Listen. How you gonna come up with a solution and you don't know how? You can't identify it. How are you gonna come up with a solution when you don't identify racism? You just said yourself, discrimination. Discrimination is racism. You didn't know that?
But before that, I also said politician and government controlling segregation. I said that before when you asked the question.
I'm not saying
what is racism?
I'm not saying everything that you
said that too.
I'm not saying everything you said was wrong. I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying there are different levels of racism. And how can you fight some when you can't see it and recognize it? We have to recognize it and see it.
Because they got the guns out.
Is you telling me that I'm not recognizing it, or are you telling me overall we're not recognizing it?
I'm telling you personally, and a lot of us, but I'm speaking to you, but a lot of us, we don't recognize racism in its raw form. You got most black people think if a white person call you a Negro, that's just right. That ain't the only part of it. That's the only part. If a white person, I'm just saying, if a white person on your job, and you know when somebody's trying to make you fail or lose your job, that's racism.
It is.
That's racism. Now, that white person, hold it, y'all, hold it. That person, he or she is not hanging you to a tree. They're not calling you the N-word, but guess what? They putting the whip on you. They cracking the whip on you. They making it hard for you.
I agree with you, Martin.
There's levels.
There's different levels.
It is levels. They're not hanging us no more.
What I'm saying,
they are flooding our neighborhoods and everything.
They're poisoning the food. They're poisoning us, giving all these medicines that got these what you call them side effects on them.
ADHD.
Then when you hold it, y'all, hold it.
About the problem.
Hold it. But listen. We have to identify the problem in its fullness in order to come up with a solution. Once we get all on board and say, hey, these are the problems. Now this is what we have to do. No one right now have not solved the problem. Listen, a lot of us is not seeing a problem. We don't understand it.
Yeah, because a lot of us are asleep.
Right. What's what I'm saying? How could we fight something if we sleep and don't see it? You can't.
I think we've seen the problem. I think people have thought they killed them all. The bus break-in.
They're just scared to go against massa.
We know because Nat Turner and everybody else came against us.
Everybody, we're talking about the problem now.
Listen, ma'am.
But
let me say this. 574. I'm gonna let you talk. I didn't know nothing about Nat Turner until I got out of high school. I didn't know nothing about Marcus Garvey until I got out of high school.
Because of the control
okay, I'm just telling you.
Right,
so
they don't want you to know black history.
I'm just saying.
They only want you to know Malcolm, Sojourner, Harriet, and Martin. That's all they want to talk about. That's dead.
Go ahead, 574.
That's all they want to talk about.
I'm not talking. That's somebody else.
Oh, Roosevelt.
Yes, me. And plus this stuff, I think one of the solutions is sometimes, because you always talk about, that we need more knowledge and stuff of certain things. I think when one of us tries to present knowledge, I think that we need to stop being shut down by some of our own, because when you started this whole discussion, I could be completely wrong, and there's no disrespect to anyone, but it just seems like, and this is nothing personal against Sarge, but it just seems like Sarge or something, when the young lady was trying to present this song or say what was going on or whatever, it seemed like Sarge just almost completely shut her down and didn't believe anything until she actually looked up and had to go to some statistics or something, and that's the only time that he kind of softened his stance. I mean, it shouldn't take all of that, but because I think if one of us plants a seed, somebody else should water. It's up to us.
But let me just say this. Let me say this in Sarge's defense. Hold it, Roosevelt. Hold it. Sarge did say, Martin, I did not know all that. He did say that. He said, at least she came with facts. So in other words, Sarge saying, don't come on here with all that blah, 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 and you don't have no facts. That he did say that.
But at first, he was really trying to.
Of course, yeah.
Her at
He,
first.
yes, yes, he said it. Yes, I agree with you.
But me and something, but whenever, but whenever I hear something, like if it was just me on here or something, I'm not going to automatically boo-hoo the information.
Well, that's you, Roosevelt.
Or whatever, because you have to get all the facts.
Right. Well,
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to listen to see what even the Bible says. Let's get a conclusion of the whole matter. Don't just up and just boo-hoo something just because when you first hear it and everything. No, sometimes you got to stick around or whatever. Just be quiet until you hear much, much, much more. Don't just boo-hoo. Okay. The next person who's trying to give you something and put you up on game.
Okay. Well, let me say this.
Roosevelt.
Go, hold on. Let Sarge talk. Let Sarge. Go ahead, Sarge.
Roosevelt. I was making statements once I started making statements of what I didn't believe. That's when all of the other stuff started happening. Now, if we learn how to talk one at a time, stop cutting people off in the middle of whatever, I'm more than willing to listen. I listen very well. I listen better than I speak.
Okay.
And if facts are brought to me, I'm like, oh, I'm not too old to learn. Now, when somebody could come and say that somebody sexually assaulted them, everybody just spoke out the street marching because they said it. Now that may be a poor example. Hold on. Give me 30 seconds. That may be a bad analogy to use, but there are many men that have went to the penitentiary over a fake charge of he did this to me and he didn't. I'm talking about adults now. I'm not talking about anything towards children. Because kids, they don't have that developed mind to make stuff up like that, at least as far as I know. But if it's you get somebody, they can't get their way, oh, well, I'm going to say you took it. What? That caused a whole big old problem.
Okay, I want to say something real quick to Benjamin Dover, which I believe is a fake page. I wish he called in. He said, you have a lot of black people that control a lot of things. Ever heard of business owner? First of all, let me break this down to y'all. You cannot open up a business here in the city of Chicago without going through the white man. Okay?
Period.
Period.
Banks,
so
taxes.
Right.
Do we own taxes?
No.
Do we own some banks?
No.
Do we own some money?
No.
That's all that counts.
So I want to break that down. So Benjamin, you got to go back and do your homework. That's what I'm talking about. You don't know how to identify a problem when it comes to racism. So to be honest with you, we're all of us, including myself, we're on a plantation physically. Mentally, we don't have to be on that. But physically, we are on a plantation.
We are.
You can go to college.
That's just like Kanye.
You can go to college for 4 years and cost you $100,000, $200,000, whatever. And it take the white man every bit of 5 or 10 minutes to go in there and print out your diploma and give it to you. Okay. Now he said, stay out of trouble. You qualified. He makes the rules. He are the rules. He is justice because he makes the rules. He is justice.
Yeah, Martin.
I hate to say it, but go ahead.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Perfect example. Your birthday, say your birthday was coming up next month. And I tell you, hey, I know you be at 31st Street Beach, and there's a bunch of DJs I know play that music. This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna come back to Chicago. I'm gonna rent a sound system, because I know guys that rent systems with the generators, all that. We gonna go to Rainbow Beach and we gonna have a Martin Johnson Crime Chaser birthday party. Yeah, let me not get a permit.
They'll kick you out of there.
Who I got to get the permit from?
The white man. That's the white man land. It ain't DuSable land anymore.
To take it a step above.
And you got to pay a lot of money to get it.
And sometimes even if you do have money and you need a little extra money and you got to go to the bank, they still going to deny you. Even if you get money in the bank. I am a prime example of that.
Let me land this plane.
Mm-hmm.
I got the money for the permits because I done rented doggone Will Sound Systems Incorporated. Got the stuff out there. Everything is rocking and rolling. I done got DJs where people know their names to volunteer and come through, put on a couple of tunes, all that.
Still get shut
You
down.
got to get a permit. I go to apply for a permit. They want an Illinois state ID. I ain't no Illinois resident. So now I got to put it in somebody else's name.
Yeah, because you need an address to get an ID,
All right. Hey, so,
see, there you go.
Let me say
see where I'm
something.
going?
Let me say something. Going back to Benjamin Dover, Robert Smith is a black billionaire that control hedge funds. Let me say that. Any dealings with money, silver, and gold, white people controls it. Trust me. They tell their faces is on money. They control the land, the property, all of it, even your house that is paid for. If you don't pay your property tax, it's going to be theirs. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They got a law that's called eminent domain. If they want your property, they said, we need this property and we're going to give you the fair market value. Who determines the fair market value of these homes? White people.
They do.
I got another caller, y'all. What's that, 2986? Go ahead, caller. I hope this is Benjamin.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you ain't got me on loud mic, do you? Speakerphone? Take me off speakerphone.
No.
Oh, he hung up. Yeah, you know. But anyway, because he had me on speakerphone, I could
I
tell.
want to go back to what you was just saying, Martin. I feel like they control it because there's not enough African Americans going towards fields that I feel like they can help the community, though. When it comes to the civil rights leader in the neighborhood, the little government or whatever that they have in the neighborhood besides presidential voting, yes. I feel like they have a lot to do with the community work as well. As far as, I mean, not just for presidential voting.
Okay.
But
So, sister, you gotta
there's
look
not
at
enough of
I'm sorry.
us that's educating ourselves and getting in them fields to help us as a one, too, as well.
Well, let me just say
They
this.
have
sister.
black congressmen, so
Yeah.
that's more important than the presidency. So you got Danny
Yeah.
Davis that's been in office for millennium. You have people you have
Your
Jesse
community
Jackson.
leader.
You have those. They will shut down black because you're not in their agenda.
See?
So they don't want people to better themselves. So they're not going to put anybody. I don't care how much education you have. It's about what they let in. And if you're not with their agenda to tear down the black man, or to tear down the black people, period, you're not going to be with them.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, hold
I
it,
totally
y'all.
agree.
Hold it.
But
I
you
won't.
remember the Black
hold
Panthers,
on.
though, right?
Hold-
you take one of ours.
And they killed them. They killed them off, right?
Hold it.
Do you see any Black Panthers?
If it was more of us still accumulating, then
It was. They killed them off. That's
Hold
the
it,
buck
ladies.
breaking back in the day.
Ladies, hold
Okay.
1 second. I need
That's
somebody
back
to
in the
call.
day. I'm talking about now.
Hold it, people.
Today's now. It's called
Ladies.
buck breaking. It's to make
Ladies.
you see from the back.
Ladies,
Jesse
You say
Jackson and
Ladies.
all that got killed.
Buck breaking.
ladies,
Buck breaking.
y'all not respecting me. I'm about to boot y'all
Okay.
off. All right, thank you. All right. Crystal, is that Crystal Red? I need you to call in 872-299-0808. Again, 872-299-0808. Call in. Call in, Crystal. Call in, because you seem to you don't
She
get
must
it.
made a strong point
Right.
in the comment.
I want her to call in. I want her to call. I want to hear her voice. I want you to
Okay.
call in.
That see, she don't know how America works. They will give businesses and loans to outsiders. And see, that's another thing. We as Black, we don't have a country. We're not African because we're not from Africa. So if you slave and you born up over here, we have no country. So they will not recognize you. Everyone else, that's why we will never get reparations. Everyone else, the
ma'am.
Japanese, they got their own
Ma'am.
Maybe we
country.
should go back home
Ma'am.
because we do got a
Ma'am.
country.
Ma'am.
Africa is
Ma'am.
our
Who said
country.
we home?
Hold on, ma'am. Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question, ma'am. The one just said we don't have no country. So if I take a German Shepherd and bring a German Shepherd over here in America and breed it, is it still a German Shepherd or what is it?
They will appreciate that German Shepherd more than you. Let's
No.
break it down to that.
Answer the question. Answer the
No.
question. Answer the
Go
question.
back.
That's a breed of
Hold on.
dog.
Hold on. First
Okay.
of all, what my point is, I'm trying to get to you. You could take an African and bring him or her over here in America, and they can have a baby. They still an African. They're still African.
Yep.
That's because they're from Africa. Do you know how many countries are in Africa?
Okay.
Most
Listen.
Africans not going to say they're African. They're going to tell you what country they are.
Of course. So what I'm telling you, we all are of one blood. We all are one blood.
Yeah.
The Black man is first.
And they don't recognize that.
But from
That-
different
of course,
nations, though.
some of them
Different
don't recognize
nations
Hold on.
of Africa.
Hold on.
You
Now,
got Navajo
I wouldn't
and
say-
all that. Yeah.
I'll say this. We have been Europeanized or colonized, but listen, all Africans, not all of the most Africans that click with Black people, they don't want them over here in America. They want the ones over here that say Black people lazy, they slow, they dumb. Those are the ones that they let over here. They have all foreign-owned people that look like you and I. They train them before they come over. They tell them, don't mingle with the Black people.
Because
So
you're
I'm
not
telling-
Black.
Right. We are Black.
Exactly.
We are Black.
And we're not African. We're
Yeah,
Black.
I'm
Yes,
African.
we Black in color.
I'm
And we
African.
all are African.
Where we come
that
from.
Goes back to them hiding where they didn't want to say that everybody was African. That's another thing. They didn't want. They didn't never want to say that. So of course, but us being colonized, most of us can't say, well, oh, I'm from Chad or I'm from Nigeria or my people from here or my people from there. We can't say that. That's why do you think that they will never give us reparation? Japanese, the over there in Germany, when they did, everybody got their reparations. They have a whole country. So when somebody else come over here that's not Americanized, is not a Black American, they will give them loans because they're from outside. They're not a Black American.
Well, let me just say this. Let me say this, sister.
Martin.
Hold on, Sarge. Let me say this to the sister.
I'm holding.
This is the power of life and death is in the tongue. If we keep saying what they ain't gonna do, they ain't gonna do it. We have to fight for what we want.
Thank you.
We have to, sister. We can't listen.
We've been praying
That's the whole point that I was trying to
Listen,
do.
sister.
That's the whole
Sister.
point.
Sister,
Yeah,
listen. We
Lord.
have to fight for what we want. We complaining
Where
is
we fighting?
listen. We have to fight for it. You got to know how to fight. We got to know the art of war. We have to fight for what we want. We just listen. Don't nobody hand over power. You have to.
They don't.
You have to take power.
And we just said that the white people own everything.
Yes,
That
what I
the
just
white
said.
people do.
If we
We have
wanna
a
be free-
militia Do we have
Freedom.
Can we outgun the police and the military?
Nope.
So how can we gain power when they shutting us down? We can say yes.
Hold on,
I'm the most
sister.
positive
Hold on,
person.
sister. Hold on. Let me explain something to her. Hold on. Let me explain something to you. Don't you know China's in war with America? Did you know that?
Yeah, everybody's in war with America.
No.
Hold on, everybody.
Hold on, sister.
Everybody, just
Tell
China.
me, hold on. Tell me how China is in war with America. I want you to tell me.
Because the United States borrow is in debt. And that's where they got all the money from, because America put us in debt. The Japanese owns us. Everybody owns us. We owe trillions and trillions and trillions, and the debt is getting bigger every year.
Okay.
So that's how
sister.
That's not why we. That's not
sister.
why we.
Okay,
in war with China.
Okay. Hold on, sister.
We are in war with China. I'm sorry.
Hold on. First of all, you don't see one bomb being dropped over here in America, do you?
See you there?
Now, hold on. You don't see one bomb.
When have they dropped the bomb over here?
Hold on.
When have they dropped the bomb?
Let me ask you. You said we in war, right? But I need you to tell me how we in war. You haven't really explained it to me.
We are
you just
in the money war.
You just said
this is the money war.
Okay.
We're not talking about guns and shooting and killing.
Okay.
We are about psychological war, financial war.
My point. Now you just said
the war.
Hold on,
I'm sorry.
sister. You just said in your own words that they outgun them. They got the military got more guns than us. There's more than one way to fight a war.
No.
You don't have to fight the war with guns. It's more than one way, sister. Well, let me tell you. Let me explain to some of you.
That's what I just said.
No,
war
you just said it then.
different.
Hold on. You just said it then, but you just compared us here in America that we could never get out of this because we ain't got enough guns. It ain't all about guns.
No, I'm talking about black people. You taking it two different ways.
No, I'm not.
Listen to what you said. You said, how can black people over here in America, how can we come up? I said, we can't outgun them. We don't have a military. So how are we gonna? And we just
okay,
all confirmed that they own everything.
You just spoke
so how
defeat.
Can we take control
by a lot of ways?
It's been defeated in our face. You've been defeated already since slavery.
No.
What difference does it make now? You just gonna pray, and then the people are getting dumber and dumber. So ain't gonna be no fight.
No, what you mean it ain't gonna be no fight? You ain't gonna fight. That's probably just say you're not going to fight. Just say you're not going to fight.
Younger generation. Look, what is the younger generation doing?
The younger generation is
hold
not going to fight.
Listen.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let me talk, sister. Let me talk. Let me get her. Let me straighten her out. Really. Listen. First of all, that younger generation that you're talking about, those are our warriors. Those are our soldiers. Somebody like you and me, we ain't gonna go out there. Them young people are our soldiers. So you gotta watch what you say, what they ain't gonna do. That white man is fighting. They got us under control, older people. Well, we established, we grandfathers, we got homes. Them young people, they are defiant. They don't care about felony. They don't care about education.
And they killing their parents instead of killing everybody else.
They don't care.
They gonna kill each other instead of going out there and
I'm trying to explain to you.
It's real music. They know they drill music.
Sister.
Please.
Sister.
Everybody is listening to how
hold on.
And not listening.
First of all,
it
should be nobody talking but me anyway. That's who should be talking.
Thank you.
Should nobody be talking but me. That's period. Now, if y'all, I'm listen, it is what it is. I'm trying to get a point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proving my point where the young people in America are the soldiers. The young black people are the soldiers of the race. That's what they are. They are the ones that shooting and killing and don't have no fear of God. We are the older people. They're not going to do nothing but talk. The young people don't want to hear that spiritual church singing, praying and marching and all that. They ain't about that. They about bloodshed. That's what they're about.
They shooting.
And they showing us through the music.
They're not over there.
Should nobody be talking but me, baby girl? Baby girl. Baby girl. Should nobody be talking but me? I'm sorry. So I'm explaining the young people are our soldiers of the race. That's what they are. And you know who the soldiers of the white race are? The racists, the Klansmen. When they need something done, they call on the Klansmen. They have the hate. Mm-hmm. They have that hate deep down in their soul. So what I'm telling you here in America, the young people are our soldiers. They are fearless, and the white man can't control them, and they know it. They know they can't control these young folks.
But what are they doing?
They're being defiant. They're not. Hold on. Sister, should nobody be talking but me, sister? You don't get it, do you, sister? You just don't get it, do you? Y'all,
you saying they're at war. You saying they're our soldiers, but I want to see it. You talking, but what are they doing? They killing each other. So what? They're not going to even be here if they keep killing each other. So what are they doing for the older? If they don't want to listen to the older generation, what are they doing for the? What are
can
they
I
doing
say something?
Besides killing up each other.
Young people, listen. The hell that we took off the white folks, this generation is not going to take that. You hit them, they killing, they shooting. They're not just killing only black people; they're killing everybody. So I want to say that to you. Police are getting shot and killed all over America. Not just black people getting killed, white people are getting killed too.
And they don't say that on the news.
No, they're not going to say that.
So we don't see it. So how do we know?
Well, you just don't know.
All we see is they killing these black.
Well, you don't. You don't know that.
At war. They're not Black Panthers. They're not coming up together and doing it collectively. They're doing.
I had to mute her because she very disrespectful. I'm sorry. She don't respect. Martin. She don't respect nothing. That's another with that attitude.
Thank you.
That
Martin.
right. That you call it. That's a masculine attitude.
To have a response.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That attitude right there. You could tell she hate young people. She hate them. I could tell, and she got that attitude. Lock them all up. I could tell. You can tell, and guess what? Them young people can tell too. Why would you,
Martin? Like,
go ahead, Sarge.
Like, remember when you were speaking about police officers getting ambushed?
Yeah.
Oh, how quickly we forget that 24-year-old black woman police officer coming home from work.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we forget about that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
No, I didn't either.
I know you didn't. And see, these youngers ain't out here doing what they do. That's what they do. Now the thing is, they need some training.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I was going to get at. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Oh, sister, hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm just agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
Let's not do what this happened with Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't function that way. If they got proper training on the use of weaponry, when they go to do what they do, it'll be a level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you got people that are trained to look at that, like they talk about them AR rifles, right? Let me give you a breakdown on it. You got a little bitty hole on something. It's about the size of just, you know what a Q-tip look like, right?
Right.
Take the cotton off that Q-tip and you just got the stick. That's how big that rear sight on that weapon is. Now the front sight is even smaller. But we're trained. You line that front sight up dead center of what you see in that hole in the back and you squeeze that thing. And you pop it off 3 times. One out them 3 gonna do the job. It's called a 3-round burst. Now just imagine if these young ones was trained up in proper use of arms like we were trained in the military. Now you got a doggone security force. See? The young people are our warriors. I guarantee you. Let me try to run one city block in Chicago from 70th Street to 71st Street. You think I'm gonna make it that whole block? I'm probably gonna stop at about 3/4. Damn, I'm too old, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Them youngins can run. They can run 3-4 blocks, not non-stop. Them the soldiers. They just have not received the proper training and guidance and everything that they need to keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's all that Martin's been trying to preach.
Mm-hmm.
Give these young ones the information. Give it to them in a language they can understand. Present it to them where they will listen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sit there and tell them what well, y'all ain't this and y'all listen to all this drill music and all that old ridiculousness. And y'all can look this up. I'm going to land this plane right here.
You go
Y'all
next,
can look
sister.
this up. In 1974, when I was 11 years old, they had 970 murders in Chicago. They ain't never had that many before. I was 11 years old. That was 1974. So
Okay.
tell me what's going on.
Okay, go ahead, my sister. Go ahead. Go ahead, sister.
574. Okay. I totally agree with you, sir. I forgot your name. I totally agree with you. That goes back to what I was saying. Like, that's the solution. As far as training our kids up to, at least having a band or a training camp, military camps. When I grew up, I went to Carver Military Academy. Okay, they showed us how to survive out there in the world, and also how to use our 9mm correctly too as well. They don't have a lot of those out there, like the academies out there anymore for kids anymore. Carver Military was the only military school that I know of that's in Chicago right now. And right now, you got to have a grade point average to even get into the high school. You understand? So the solution might be us as the OGs of the community, you feel me? Having them training camps, having that so they can know when and how to use their pistol or their AR-15. You understand? I totally agree with everything that you guys are saying, because that's what I was getting at when I first got on the call. Like, we got to have because our youth is our future.
Because I remember Carver Military Academy.
You do?
It was Julian High School.
No, it wasn't Julian.
I'm not Julian.
But they got Bronzeville.
It was just straight Carver at first.
Yeah, Bronzeville have a
military academy now.
Bronzeville have a military academy now. Bronzeville Military, I think it's called Bronzeville now, I think. But what I'm saying is, this has to come within us. Teaching that you can't go to no academy
within the community,
right?
Within the community,
right?
Period.
That's not gonna come from the enemy to teach us how to kill. Listen, and see, the enemy knows if you put two starving lions in a cage together, he knows what's going to happen. They're going to eat each other. They're going to fight. That's what they do. These communities. These communities are like laboratories. They have already did the studies. We're going to starve them of their resources. We're not going to educate them properly. We're going to run their politicians and tell their politicians what to do. We're going to put illegal guns in their community. We're going to put illegal drugs in their community. And when you do that, what's going to go on? Everything is going to go crazy.
Martin right there. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
See? And Martin,
right there, you just stated the problem, right? You just stated the problem. When you said earlier, like, if we don't know the problem, how are we going to solve it?
Right.
You just stated the problem.
That's part of the problem.
Did you not?
Earlier
stated the problem. So, what are we going to do?
First of all,
listen,
the first thing,
community.
first thing, We don't need every black person on board. That's not going to happen.
True, because every black person is not going to listen.
Right.
And,
We
yeah,
need
you're right.
we need a
Positive
majority.
people.
We need a majority.
Yes.
We need a
A
majority.
positive people,
Right.
and people that will
Right.
listen.
Right.
Because everybody can't be the boss.
But see, the thing is, we need people that love their race, not just their individual family. We all have individual family, but you love their group.
Right.
You got to think as a group. When you come with a military style strategy as a race, anything, you got to go as a group. Like in America, you can be a president, you can be a politician, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor. That's individualism, individual. But as a group, we are suffering as a whole. As a whole. Sarge, go ahead. He had to say something. I knew you.
Oh, yeah. To the sister, I misspoke. But see, I went to Robeson, and the big game was Robeson versus Julian, and we could play it at Gately Stadium. Corliss is the name of the high school that was across from Gately Stadium. I accidentally called it Julian, but I remember when it was Corliss. Yeah, I had a girlfriend that went there.
Okay.
But when you talking about military, right, with the training and everything. Now, Martin, I've said this and people didn't believe me. When you have those recruiting stations, like on 86 and College Grove over there, the first job that is not offered or offered at all for blacks going in is the infantry. They don't offer those jobs. They offer, you can do computers, you can do this, you can do that, you can do all this stuff.
All the lower skill. Yeah.
No, that's not low skill. Those are high skill. Those are jobs that you could get and transfer that outside the civilian world and make you a nice little piece of money, but you're not going to learn that self-defense. Then people will say, well, you was infantry. I said, yeah, because I asked for it. They asked me what I want to do. I remember what my brother did in Vietnam. I asked for it. It's not like it came up, you could be this, or you could be that, or,
Okay.
You have the aptitude to be an airborne ranger or something. They don't offer those jobs. Because why would an oppressor, now Martin, give me your thoughts on this, please, brother. Why would an oppressor train young warriors on how to defend themselves against their oppressor with weapons?
That's not going to happen. They're not going to do that.
But what do black people say? You go to the army, they put you on the front line. It's the total opposite of the word on the street.
Mm-hmm. But listen,
Can I say something real quick?
okay, I'll let you say something. Hold on. The average black person has been dumbed down, colonized. We all have, and we're still learning. So we think we think we're part of America, but it's an illusion. They're not looking at it the same way black people look at some Mexicans and all that. That's the same way white folks look at us. I got to say it. You ain't gonna hear nobody say that. Black people look down on Mexican people, and white people look down on black people. You got the Chinese look down on each other, and the Japanese. It always have been like that in a lot of sense. It's a race thing.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but it's true. It's true.
The Japanese think they're better than Koreans.
Yeah.
The South Koreans think they're better than the North Koreans and the Chinese.
Yeah.
But if we see one, we don't know if you Chinese, Korean, or Japanese.
And same way with the white people.
From the Philippine Islands, and we wouldn't know.
Same way with the white people.
I agree to disagree.
Go ahead, sister.
I agree to disagree
Go ahead.
because I feel like black folks and Mexican is in the same category.
Nope.
In so many ways, in so many ways.
Oh, give me one way.
Don't get me wrong. They don't pay. Only thing that's different is they don't pay taxes. But the white folks look down on them just as well as they do on black folks.
Okay, categorize.
Okay. So what I wanted to ask you,
run through a list that categorize blacks mirroring Mexicans. Just go make a list of 5 things.
of what?
You said that blacks and Mexicans are basically the same.
Right.
Not your exact words, okay? You didn't exactly
What do Mexicans own? What do Mexicans own besides what they have in their own community?
Mexico's got a country.
Okay, that's one. Go ahead.
I mean, that's really the only thing that I can really express to you, because I really don't understand the question. What you're saying, like name 5 things that make us not equal. But I just feel like the white supremacists look at Mexicans as well as they do us. Only thing that's different is Mexicans don't pay taxes, but black folks do.
I don't know about that, but
sister, I don't know if you got the memo.
They don't. If they came over here, they don't pay taxes. I have a couple Mexican friends, and they don't pay taxes.
Yeah, of course. You got to have a social security number and this and that. But what I'm saying, sister, is they're being brought to this country to replace black people. I've been saying it for about a decade. But ain't nobody
they will work for less.
Ain't nobody
they will work for less money. Is that why you say
all
that?
the jobs, you get somebody. I ain't going up there work for that little bit of money. The Mexicans will.
The Mexicans will, yeah.
And that's
the Mexicans are together. That all of them, like 10 of them, would stay in one home too. That's what defined us. Like us as black people, we don't know how to come together because everybody is asleep. Everybody wants to be on their own throne. Everybody wants to be the boss, but nobody wants to be actually the soldier to listen. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's why they are moving forward more than we are.
Hold it, sister.
But we are in the same category.
Hold it, let me educate. So you saying blacks can't come together?
We can, as a whole, if we was to listen and is able to communicate with each other without listening to have a response instead of just listening to have an understanding. We can. I believe that we can.
Okay. All right. Because we come together.
However,
we come together.
Because everybody
No, that's not true.
Like when they
that's not true.
When they get to talking,
okay. Hold on. So you talking, listen. So do you believe that all Mexicans are on one accord? You believe that?
No.
Do you believe all white people are on one accord?
No.
Okay. But let me say this, in the white people defense, it's enough of them that's on the one accord to get the job done.
Agreed.
So I just say, I want to tell black people, we don't need 100% black people on board. We need the majority. Just say if we got, just say we have 5 million black people here in the United States. If we can get 3 out of that 5 million, we can get a lot of things done on one accord, because we got the majority.
Yeah. Agreed.
So always remember that. I'm just helping you out. And black people do stick together because we do have family reunions, car shows, and all talent shows, and we party together, but we never come together for no real causes, though.
That part, that's
that
part right
we have
there,
to get
Martin.
together for real causes.
That part right there, that's what I've been trying to express this whole call. Like that's what I've been trying to express.
Yeah.
Like we are focused on the wrong thing.
No, we're not focused on the right thing. No. We're not focused on the wrong thing. We can listen. Remember, we can fight 3 or 4 fights at the same time. We have to. The white man is the enemy. You have to focus on your enemy. If you don't know what your enemy's up to, white people have a 20-year plan in play. We see it all, gentrification. That don't happen overnight. It's like a 20, 30-year plan. Look at these communities. I don't know if you live in Chicago or not, but I live in Chicago. I've seen these
I lived
neighborhoods.
in Chicago
Yeah,
before.
yeah. I've seen
I
these
grew up
neighborhoods
there.
with straight up crack. I mean, crack, messed up, drug infested, prostitute, gang bangers, murder, shooting, and killing. Guess what? Some of them same areas used to be, you can't even touch a house in them areas now. 250,000, 500,000, 600,000.
Gentrification, yeah.
So that's a 30-year
Gentrification.
plan. Gentrification is a 20 and 30-year plan. It's a plan. So we can do it.
That's why I say we sleep. So how can somebody come in and take something from us when we should have had all this already planned and skilled in our kids on what not to do and how to do it?
Well, how could you listen, sister? You missed. Hold on, Reb. Hold on, Sarge. You missed the whole point, sister.
Okay.
How can you fight a ghost?
Okay, I'm listening.
How
to
can
this.
you fight a ghost when you don't see it and recognize it? They don't know. You don't
See?
know. You don't know. Listen, here's a military man right now, Sarge. If Sarge in the battlefield and he don't know what his enemy look like, don't know nothing about his enemy, he in a foreign land, he don't know what the enemy look like, where is he at? He needed like a location, an area or something, a proximity. He needed, explain, Sarge, when you're on the battlefield. Explain it. You're a military man.
Okay.
Explain it.
What it's called is, it's called a sit rep, you know. The situation, who's the enemy, who's the friendlies, if any, what's the terrain, what's the best way to enter, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the other lanes that they can use to flank you, which means that they can come behind you and put you in a crossfire. All this other stuff has to be studied.
And most importantly,
prior to
the target, right?
Hold on, sister.
Let them talk, sister. Let them talk.
Okay.
So you have to consider all of these variables to doggone predict the best outcome of sending people in. Now, you can't guarantee that everybody is going to react to contact properly, because some people freeze. They hear gunshots and they just freeze up. They won't drop to the ground. They just freeze up. They're petrified with fear. We lost a lot of soldiers like that, petrified with fear. Now, the only thing you have is your training to rely on when you find yourself in a situation under fire. See, but at least you were trained. You're not running willy-nilly. You know, Martin, myself, and Roosevelt are someplace. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, they shooting. Roosevelt run to the right. Martin run to the left. I run down the middle. Where the gunfire coming from? The middle. Now, I done got blasted to Swiss cheese. They ain't even seeing me because they too busy looking in front of them, running away from the danger. Because nobody mapped it out. You see what I'm saying? It's a formulated plan.
It is.
See, calculable risk, the risk factor. All of that stuff is, you know, this has been learned over years and years and years. See? And going back to what I told Martin earlier, do you think that you have all these black folk, they're going to give them that extensive training on how to react to contact, react to enemy fire? Call for a quick reaction force, because it's a quick reaction force. You probably seen the movie, and they're like, GRF en route in 42 seconds. That's quick reaction force. That's the backup. The military use funny little terms that civilians that don't make sense to them because it's not supposed to. There's reasoning behind that. They ain't supposed to know what we talking about. So you give that training, but you ain't gonna have all these doggone these black kids going to join the military, and they gonna put them in them type of doggone job descriptions to go to certain elite units and this and that to give them that good training so they can do what? Come back and who?
Self-destruct themselves. However,
No, not self-destruct. You're going to come back and you're going to teach your little brother. You're going to teach your little sister.
if you make
You're
it
going to teach
back
your homie down the block.
without,
Because they don't want to know what
PTSD.
they are going to, sister, they're going to want to know what you experienced.
mm-hmm,
They're going to want to learn what you learned.
if you come back with your mind though, because once you go to war, it's like, that's why they had that PTSD and everything else.
Sister, I
Because
have
some veterans
PTSD
come back
and
don't
MP3.
even be right in the state of mind.
Look,
So
sister,
Carver Military Academy is not out there anymore.
look, sister, I got PTSD. I got MP3. I got ABCDEFG on paper. Trust me, and
Okay.
I'm making jokes about it. I am not allowed to work a job. I am considered a danger.
Really?
Yes. It's all in my psychiatric records. Okay? I am not, that's the reason they pay me 100% from the Veterans Administration.
That's
Just sit
crazy.
at home and grow your tomatoes, and we'll pay you, and don't give the military a
Just
black
sit on
eye.
the back
'Cause
line.
the last thing they want,
on the black line.
they don't want one of their doggone people to go pop, then in the headlines, former war veteran snapped, and all of that.
So you can't train no one. You can't work in like at a community center and train
I
anybody or
can't
anything.
work. No, I can't work places.
Dang.
I can't. I'm what's called non-employable, and it's on record. Let me apply for a job, and they run my Social Security. It's gonna come right up, non-employable.
So that's why the vets have a hard time getting a job.
No, you
And
should. If
you
you
guys
get
come
100%
back,
disability,
like-
you don't need no job.
Disability for what? When you came back with your right mind, why are you getting disability?
Because my mind ain't
trying to
right.
understand.
Because my mind is not right. Now I can
According
point
to
out
paper,
people-
though.
trying to say.
According to paper, because
Hold
you
on,
seem like you in
sister.
your right mind.
Let-
To
let-
me,
no.
according to
No.
paper, you're
Yes,
not
sir.
right.
So
Sister.
very, very well.
Go ahead, Roosevelt. Go ahead, Roosevelt.
In Sergeant's defense, I mean, that's hard for me to believe. Just like what the sister just said. It's hard. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's to be so, because I mean, I'm not there. I don't know Sarge like 100% personally, but I mean, he, I think, carries himself and speaks too intelligently not to have like his, right mind or whatever, even though you never know what somebody goes on with people when they're all alone or behind closed doors. Yeah, I get it, So, what he's saying is something that very well could be true. But I'm just saying, besides you handle it as a compliment to you. You handle yourself so well that
Very
it's
well.
hard to, tell what you're talking about. Whatever you just said is wrong with you.
Yeah, because the thing is this: my lifeline, through society, Martin Johnson Show is one of them. This is how I can communicate with people and feel as if I'm a part of society. Other than running back and forth to the store, whatever my little needs I need, no. I'm not a part of that.
Maybe that should be a subject, Martin, that you need to bring up, because, like, why are veterans, not even just the ones that, because Sergeant, you don't sound like you.
Sister,
yeah,
hold on.
don't
First
get me
of all,
wrong, you've been
sister,
through some stuff.
hold
You've
on,
been
hold
through
it,
some
hold it,
stuff.
hold it, sister.
So let me ask you a question.
Hold on, Sarge. Let me just tell her something. She's missing the whole point. She don't understand.
I hear the point.
No, you're not
I'm
comprehending.
asking a
No,
question.
sister.
I'm very
No,
comprehensive.
listen, no, you're not, because here's a man, a military man, and if he's telling you something is wrong with him, regardless of how he talk, or what he's saying, mentally, he's saying something is wrong with him. So you have to take that. You have people that look sane, but may not be sane. You don't know what's this man trigger. This man might hear a firecracker and might go crazy. We don't know that. And I'm not asking him that. You don't know. We talk about PTSD. A lot of us don't know what that really means. We just saying words. We never took the time to define what it really is. That's all I'm saying. Listen to this brother. He's well spoken.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Sarge.
Yeah, because Martin, I can give you a story. You know I love cooking. You've seen the videos on my YouTube channel. Right. Now, I picked up a job. This was back in 2014. I picked up a job as a chef in the kitchen, right? Where I cook, that's low stress, right? No problem. I ain't got to deal with the public. I just deal with the food, right? No problem. They put up Halloween uniforms. Halloween, not uniforms, costumes, right? Now the young ladies used tape and they wrapped it around and they had them eyes, they're like the skeletons. They had them taped to the wall. I'm in there cutting some stuff up, right? The tape gave way. They hit the ground, clank, clank. Now, what I heard, this is what I heard. I heard the spoon from a hand grenade coming off a hand grenade. I've dropped to the floor. Everybody looking at me like, the hell wrong with him? I take off running outside the building. I'm sitting in the smoking area. I had one friend I could talk to, white guy, mind you, one friend. He's like, you okay? I'm like, man, it feels like the ground is vibrating under my feet. He talked to them and said, y'all need to send him home. He got stuff wrong with him, and something happened that made him run up out of here.
A trigger.
And they didn't even know what happened. It's like, what the hell happened?
It's a trigger.
They didn't even know the eyes fell off the door, hit the ground, and made a certain particular sound that sound like when they got a hand grenade. It has a pin. You pull the pin. You open your hand up enough, but you're still holding it. It's a spoon that comes out. It's like, bing, then you throw it. For all I love on my children, I thought I was under attack. I probably yelled grenade. I don't know what happened that day, except certain parts of that day. Do normal people do that, young lady?
Young lady?
Do normal people do what?
You didn't even pay no attention.
Here, a plastic item drop on the floor, and it sounds like the spoon from a hand grenade that somebody's throwing at you, getting released,
I
and you
picture, but it's a feedback now. Like somebody got. It's like an echo.
Okay, well, I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing no echo like that. Okay. There are plenty of things that trigger people. I know soldiers that they can't even go and put gas in their car because the fumes of gasoline takes them someplace they mentally don't want to be. Normal people don't function like that.
They don't.
You can't put gas in your car because you're going to get triggered by the fumes of gasoline.
And I think that's a shame. That happens to people all because, two nations, or let's just say two idiot leaders who can't come to an agreement, who can't get along, have to cause people to go to war so they come back all messed up. I think that's a shame.
What do you mean did it happen to me?
I'm asking, did the gasoline smell when you was putting gas in your car? Did that happen?
Oh no, gasoline smell don't bother me.
That's what I was asking prior to you,
right.
when I was listening to what you were saying about the PTSD and everything. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, I understand that. Yes, you probably went over there and you done seen some things that you probably didn't want to see, or you know what I'm saying, you came back and you probably wasn't, well as far as mentally
wasn't. I'm not.
on paper.
It wasn't. I'm not.
But
Do you
you
know
having
there's a
a
movie?
great conversation with me though.
Yes.
That don't mean
I've
nothing,
seen
sister.
people come from war that's just been messed
Explain to her,
up.
Sarge. She don't
Like,
understand. Explain to her.
Sister,
I understand.
No, you
it.
don't.
sister, you know you don't.
You
What do
don't,
you
sister.
think
I
we
just
do
asked the
between?
question,
What
you
do you
said
think?
no.
Sister, listen, please.
I'm listening.
What do you think happens between missions? Soldiers just sit around staring at the walls? No, everybody's interacting with each other on base camp.
Yes.
Then you got to go out. So don't think because someone doggone they experience some things, or they're supposed to be comatose.
You talking about
just
a
sit
majority. I'm talking about you yourself, sir.
And I'm talking about me. You want to know the last time I had a drink?
When? Last night?
No, I ain't stopped drinking for years. I got a bottle in front of me right now.
Oh, you
Drinking.
said a drink. I thought you said a dream.
No, a drink.
Okay.
I'm drinking right now. I have not been drinking for years.
Okay.
That's not
So
normal
are you
behavior.
capable? Are you capable enough to train a soldier though? Right now, here today, regardless of what you went through on the battlefield, are you capable enough today, here, 2023, to train a soldier?
Yep, I could train them to
My
do
point
something.
exactly. That was my point exactly. That's all I
Well,
was
that's
trying
what
to
you
get
should
to.
have said. I could train you.
I was
how
trying to
use-
get to it, but you kept cutting me off and y'all telling me that I don't understand.
You don't.
And this, that, and the third. That's all
You
I
don't.
You don't understand.
Oh my God, really?
You
This
don't.
is where you
I
went
went
left.
to a, I didn't never
This
go
is
to
where you
the
went left.
battlefield, but
Sister.
I went to a medal.
Sister.
What? I'm listening.
Listen to the brother.
This where
Here's
you
the
went
brother.
left.
The
When you
brother.
said
Go
I
ahead.
sound like I'm all right. You sound intelligent, articulate. You're having a good
Exactly.
conversation.
Enough to.
You don't sound
Yes.
like anything is wrong with you. And I was trying to explain to you
that something is wrong with you.
there's a
Okay.
whole
I
lot of bunch
understand.
that's wrong with me. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
But you're able enough to still train a soldier, though, sir.
Yes, I am. How much ability do you need to train somebody in
So
marksmanship?
that was the question from the jump before we got all the way off.
I
of
know
here
that was the
right
question
now.
from the jump, but sister, what I'm
But now
saying
we
is this.
here.
You went a whole other direction with it.
You went a whole nother direction with it.
No,
sir.
I did not,
I
sister.
asked-
I am very aware of the things I say.
Mm. So
Very
you're
I think
aware.
Sarge is really trying to
You're
compliment.
contradicting
She's
yourself.
trying to compliment you.
I'm not.
Well,
I
I'm
am
not-
complimenting him. I am in so many words, but he's
I'm not-
contradicting what the answer is, though. The question
No, I'm not
to the-
contradicting anything. I was
Okay.
trying to. Look. I'm not trying to make you understand something that you don't understand. I mean, I had a
I understand it
situation.
because I went to a military high school for
No,
4
that's
years.
it's more than that, baby.
Baby girl,
It's more than that. No.
military
I
high
understand
school.
because I was not in the battlefield. I do understand that.
Mhm.
However,
I spent 4 years of my life in the Middle East.
In
you
the
spent 4 years of your
correct.
life in high school.
in the battlefield, correct.
You
And I
can't-
asked
don't-
you, and the question that I asked you previously before you went all off into the battlefield and what had happened, are you capable enough to train soldiers to show them how and when to use it to be a soldier? Are you capable enough to do that? That's the
Yes,
question.
because we
All right,
have
that's
all
it.
the-
That's all that we
Okay,
need to know. That's
because
it.
we have
So,
Yes,
coming to a
yes,
community,
yes,
coming
yes,
to
yes,
a
yes,
side of a community.
you're not willing to
Oh my
listen.
God. See, you listen and
You
you
know-
haven't responded, sir, and you're not listening to
When you
listen to
ask
me,
me one
though.
question, I'm trying to answer your one question, one at a time.
You answered it already, though.
Sarge, she don't want to hit nothing else, brother. She don't want to hit. You could tell. She don't want to hear anything else.
I
So-
kind of figured that.
So
Martin,
don't
because,
even
see,
hold your breath, brother.
You have
Right.
you have guidelines, parameters rules, regulations, all of this. And that's your foundation before you leave. So it's just like a child that grows up and goes out in the street.
She gone,
What
Sarge.
is
She go ahead. You can talk. She's
okay?
gone. Good.
Well, you got to ask yourself, okay, what is anybody's moral compass? What they were taught as a child. So if your moral compass is the rules and regulations within the military, you know, the Geneva Convention on how you treat prisoners of war and everything, that's your moral compass. Now, anything else that happens downrange, it is what it is. But everything else has rules and regulations and doctrines that you must follow or pay the cost, see? But, you know, I mean, I had a situation. I went up in the store. I parked in the handicap park. This guy talking about, you don't look handicapped. You walking, you know, see, disabled veteran place. You ain't lost your leg or your arm or nothing.
Sarge.
And I'm glad that I'm in the mindset I am today, because I didn't go there. I was like, you know, some wounds aren't visible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I left it at that. You know, somebody, they were looking for something. I don't know if they got a thing against vets or whatever it is, or they think everybody playing the system or whatever it is. I'm like, you're not going to get that satisfaction off of me. Because if I sit here and do something to you like I do to an insurgent, that white man in that robe sitting behind that bench up there with that gavel in his hand, he's not going to see me as someone that protected this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another one of them crazy niggas out here, gun tote. Now, I'm not blind, Mark. People be thinking, oh, well, he, you know, they think all kinds of things about me. You heard them. I ain't blind and I'm not slow. I'm like,
Sarge,
talk to me quick. Don't talk to me slick.
Sarge, do me a favor. Explain to the audience what is PTSD in a medical form. Explain that to the audience, those that just listening in. Explain that to them.
Okay.
I'm talking about the medical.
PTSD.
Yeah, go ahead.
PTSD, defined. It is called post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay? Now, what that means is a situation happened that's stressful. Now, the post part, post is after the fact. P, post, after. T, traumatic. Something that's traumatic to you. That trauma causes you what? Mental stress. And that mental stress gives you a disorder that affects you in many, many ways. Socially, sexually, I mean, all types of ways, right? You have many in Chicago that have PTSD and they never left off the block. If somebody has seen their homeboy gunned down right in front of them, PTSD, you have recurring nightmares about that. If you driving your vehicle along, you just driving, you get hit from the rear or the side, hit your head, lose consciousness, short or long. After you get out the hospital, you go back home, you be in a bed sleep. You have a nightmare about that situation. That's PTSD. A lot of people have it, but people don't want to acknowledge, I don't want people to be thinking I'm crazy. And people are too worried about what other people think about them. Now, you know my story, Martin. I had PTSD when I was doggone 3 years old. Mm-hmm. When my brother, that girl and the other one ran in the back door of my mama's house, bleeding all over the place when they had that shooting on the 4th of July in 1966. PTSD. I wasn't like normal kids going outside playing. I'm scared to death to go outside. I think they're going to get me. I'm next. I'm the brother after him. They going to get me. I'm too little. I can't, protect myself like that. I was almost said the F word, effed up as a child. Then when you put on top of there getting molested 3 years later, then you put on top of that in Inglewood, we can't go outside and play. Get off the streets, get off the streets. It's going to go down. Martin, man, I've been messed up. I had PTSD before I even went in the military.
Mm-hmm. Hold it right
you
there.
have a lot of individuals that don't know.
Hold it right there, Sarge. I got a new
Okay.
call. 7708. Come on, caller.
You know, I wanted to respond to Sarge and then the lady that was on just previously. I appreciate how Sarge was breaking down the PTSD from his experience. One thing I want to add on to that, something like divorce can be traumatic, and you can have PTSD from like some of those subtle things that is not so graphic and in your face. The Sarge is trying to break down to the lady. She was trying to say, okay, well, if you can do these things, how can you? She didn't understand it. And it's almost like a woman trying to explain to me what it's like to give birth. No matter how you try to break it down, I understand it. I would never be able to understand it. I'm on the outside looking in. And so, yes, people can work and they can be functional if they're med compliant and they can seem quote unquote normal, but that's not for someone outside of that to suggest then there's nothing wrong with you. You know, so there's people who have everyday jobs and you wouldn't even know it, that they have a mental illness and or disability unless they told you, because they, you know, but other people it's more pronounced. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you can be functional and operating next to someone else who's able-bodied and sound mind, and it's not always in your face. Like I say, something like a gunshot wound, yeah, that's traumatic, but divorce can be traumatic as well. So it's a lot of subtle things and things that are unseen that can also trigger these type of diagnoses within people.
Mm-hmm. Do you know when women in the military, if they're sexually assaulted, they get 100% disability off rip because that's nothing you ever get over?
Right.
How can you, unless you were a man and Fleece Johnson told you, I like it and I want you. You know, outside of that, how are you as a man going to be able to really relate to a woman that had that experience with a man taking her humanity? Because that's what it is. You are taking someone's humanity. It has nothing to do with sexual gratification. It's power, it's control, and taking someone's humanity.
Young lady want to say something.
I just want to say one thing. Only thing that I was trying to get at was I was not disregarding what you were saying and explaining. Sorry.
No, I understand that.
I just want to make that point
I'm not
across.
arguing with you.
Okay, so let me explain my thoughts of it. When we got up on this conversation, we were speaking on how we can make our youth better, correct?
No,
and we went into yes, and then we went into the postpartum, the depression, and all that other stuff. Okay, so what I was saying was, I'm not saying that you is not what is the word I'm looking for? Ethical enough to work a job because you have been in the military. However, I was saying is that so you cannot, I feel like there's a problem within the system that you can't get a job as far as training the youth. You understand what I'm saying right now?
I understand what you're saying, but that protectionary measure.
And training the youth on how to be military wise, like far as how to use their gun and when to use it. I feel like you are in a mind frame to do so. But at the end of the day, you're telling me that you can't.
Okay, hear out. Then you chime in after she's done talking. Hear out.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Let her talk.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You telling me that you can't, but I feel like you can, even though
I didn't say that I can.
Hold it, Sarge.
you said
Let her
that
talk.
on record. You said on record, sir. You said on
paper,
record
I cannot.
that you cannot do that. I feel like that's a problem. There's a problem there. Because
I need to say this, though. I need to say this.
Go ahead, 7708. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an example. If you have a criminal background, you cannot go to your kid's field trip if you're a parent at a school.
Correct.
You go to the place where they're going, and you can still, there's still ways you can participate, but legally, you can't go. So legally, he's not saying he's incapable of teaching you, but when it comes to the paperwork in a formal setting, he can't do it. He's not, it's not that he don't have the capacity, but in these formal structured settings where there's laws and liabilities, he can't do it.
That's
it's not that he can't do it.
There's a problem.
That's not a problem. Those are the rules.
He should be able to.
No, you know what?
He's a veteran. Like, how come you can't share your story? That's just like telling me that you can't share your story to a community of your own.
Sister, that's just like people thinking, and this ain't me singling out women, but
he's under the master laws. Okay.
Sister, hold on.
I'm listening.
Because, example, that, now Martin, you remember that old school dance off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you seen how that young one had all that body and could do all them tricks and everything?
Mm-hmm.
That would be her thinking, just because she could do all that, she deserves a millionaire rapper or something to be her husband because of that. No,
you made a bad analogy on what I was talking about.
I am acknowledging what you're talking about. You said I should be able to do A, B, and C because I have
community work.
Good. Just see, you can't cut, sister. We can't cut each other off. Those Martin has rules. We can't
Martin
talk
not
over
talking,
each
you
other.
are.
But this is Martin's show. It's Martin's show, right?
I'm listening, sir.
Martin laid out the guidelines and the rules. No talking over each other.
Sir, so can you
But
elaborate?
you're still talking over me.
You're not talking.
I just went silent because I finished my point. But when I was talking earlier, but see that admit to that, okay? There are rules, there are regulations, there are standards. And if you cannot doggone fulfill or adhere to them standards, you cannot be in that position. Same as if someone gets busted. They have a doggone all the credentials to be a teacher. And I bring that up because I know someone in that position. She got arrested and convicted for being a drug trafficker here in Georgia. She can no longer teach children in a classroom environment because of her criminal conviction.
But she still has the knowledge to teach people. She just can't legally teach. Right. That's what the lady don't understand.
That's what I'm trying to get to understand. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Like, you can still teach our youth is what I'm trying to get you to understand, Sarge. You arguing with me to have a response, but you're not listening to what I'm trying to explain to you. Yes, you are correct. Yes, maybe there is certain things on paper that the military tell you what you can and cannot do. However, I feel like you can still teach our youth on how to use and not, how to use when and when not to use a gun. As far as coming together as a community, because that's what this conversation fully came about. We're getting off subject right now because
I think that's what he's
that
trying
was the
to
whole
tell
subject
you.
At first. You got off subject. You telling me about Battlefield and your diagnosis and stuff like that. However, me listening to you, you sound very intelligent. That's a compliment. You sound like an inspirational speaker. That's a compliment. You understand what I'm trying to tell you right now? Do you understand? If you inspirating me, you can inspire. Like you tell me not to cut you off, but you're cutting me off though, right? So
I just agree with you.
If you want me to listen to you talk, can you listen to me talk? Okay. So, only thing that I was asking prior to, we got all off into another conversation, battlefield and everything. Yes. I let me tell you something. I appreciate your service. Thank you for your service. I really do. However, when I'm saying when it comes to our youth, because they are our future, they are our soldiers, we need more stations and more people like you that's inspirational, that has been through it, went through it, did it, to teach them when and where and how to fire and when not to, and who's the enemy and who's not. That's all I was saying at first. That's all I was saying. I was not saying that, and it wasn't that I didn't understand what you were saying, because trust me, I understand. I have several relatives that was in the military. One made it out, several didn't. The one that did made it out, he is not himself at all. That's all I'm saying.
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, go ahead.
Go ahead. Is that 7708 or Roosevelt?
No, I ain't saying anything.
Go ahead, Roosevelt. Go ahead. One of you. Well, go ahead, 7708. Go ahead.
Martin.
Come on.
Mine was too until you called on me. But I think that the young lady is right about Sarge. Yeah, I think that we need more people to inspire our youth that are just like Sarge. But I can understand what he means too. Sometimes after you've been through something, after they put that diagnosis down for you or that label down for you, no matter what chore, I think what he's trying to say in his defense, correct me if I get your words wrong. But, once they put that label on you, yeah, you can have all the ability and teaching and everything that you could want to have. But once that label is put on you, that you're unemployable because of PTSD or whatever else is going on, it's, when they look at that, it's nearly impossible in order to get something or for them to even give him an opportunity, because they just, only thing that's something that America does is just look at that diagnosis or whatever it is. They won't look at get a chance to know the person like you might get a chance to know him. They automatically label you once you, go to war. You might get messed up mentally or whatever. And, so they won't even give you a chance to do that because they don't want to take that chance of liability of maybe something happening, even the smallest thing that, he might not know about or no one else know about that could possibly set him off. And then all of a sudden you're looking at a big tragedy or whatever. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Okay. I got a new call. Okay. 7708 real quick. Then I got a new caller.
No, I was just, I ain't getting nothing to say, Martin. I didn't say anything.
Well, let me go to the new caller. 8981. New
Good
caller.
morning. This is Angela. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Angela.
Finding yourself.
Good.
I'm just calling to just give a reference to the PSC, like a 3-year-old to a 103-year-old.
Okay.
He can go in and mentor. He can go into, like you said, with records or around kids. He can go volunteer possibly if it doesn't trigger. But do you want someone actually, and he's smart, intelligent, and all that? But and he just gave the story of him going into the restaurant and what happened. So do you honestly want someone to train someone militarily with weapons or train them properly? And then he might have a setback. That was my question. I understand totally what everyone is saying, but you would like him to go around 50 kids in a circle and bring guns, whether they toy guns or real guns, and then he might have an episode. Now, if he's on a phone or mentoring or a group, that might not happen, but he just gave you a prime example of what happened in the restaurant. So do you really want someone to go in and teach children, train children that might have an episode?
It might vary, because who's to say that he is going to have that same reaction if he's teaching someone? I mean, because they vary, so you can't depend on that. I agree with that.
So that's all that I was saying.
You can't take their chance.
That's what I'm saying.
I can agree to disagree. Like I agree, and then I disagree with it too. Because
not like in the format that we're in now, or speaking on the stage. Excellent. But to actually go in to train someone, no.
I can agree to disagree.
So you want someone that has
I can agree to disagree. That's my answer. I can agree to disagree. I don't have to agree with you, but I don't have to disagree with you either. So I'm not going to argue about that.
I'm not arguing. Then my other example is, sometimes we all wake up on a bad note and get out the bed with an attitude, and we go into public places and don't agree with the service we get. So imagine to someone who has physically served 4 years in the service, like you say, he can go back and chill with the fellas and have normal times, but he has to go in and out of different modes. That is just not safe.
It's not the same thing with our youth right now. Like they see, like you just mentioned earlier. Our kids see their friends getting shot down. Somebody shot down in front of them. They don't have to be in the battlefield.
Okay.
We was personally talking about Sarge going in to train. You got on a topic of him training children.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
All I was trying to say
because everybody has PTSD. It don't have to be necessarily the people that's going into service.
We don't all have PTSD. We all have trauma, but we all don't have PTSD.
Trauma is part of PTSD too.
He explained to you. He gave you the whole definition.
Can I explain this?
Okay.
But I mean, we all can disagree.
Everyone don't have a clinical diagnosis.
Correct.
When someone has PTSD and it's the most extreme form, it can be seen if they give you an MRI on your head. The lower rear of your brain, that's your fight or flight section of your brain for survival. It swells up larger than it's supposed to be according to the normal brain. And when they scan you and they look at and they see this enlarged back there like that, oh no. Your brain does not heal like a broken leg.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I'm gonna be real quick. That is how they determined. Because I thought I was all right. I was just having nightmares. I thought it was normal until I started going in and talking to these people and all of that, right? Because we have that ego. No, I'm a warrior. I'm not going to let that control me. I'm a warrior. No, we're not. Once you have brain damage, you're not that warrior. And I have, along with a lot of other people, veterans and otherwise, women that go through battered women syndrome, they have the same ailment if they get an MRI done on their head. You have brain damage. PTSD is a visual.
That's what I was just trying to get at.
It is a visual.
Now I would think Sarge would be excellent. Don't get me wrong, excellent talking to the
did you
children.
not just say that you had PTSD before you went into the military?
Yes, he said at 3 years old. But he would be excellent to talk, but to perform any duties or something that handles material or something like that, no. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know of one parent in their right mind that will want me around their children with live rounds.
Thank you, Jesus.
Except my grandchildren. Outside of my grandchildren, they ain't having that.
Necessarily have to be live.
But
It can be
Sarge.
graphic.
No, it can't. But a gun is a gun to a person like that.
Yeah, Sarge.
Whether it's a toy gun or not.
Sarge.
Graphic.
Whether it's a fake grenade or not.
Physical. Graphic
Let me say something.
graphic.
Yeah, the
Paper.
visual.
Let-
That visual is
Well,
something else. The visual is something else.
Hold on, ma'ams, ladies. What we don't know what are his triggers. See, that we don't know.
Correct.
We don't know what his triggers are. It might be a loud
And I don't
voice
know either, Martin.
screaming. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know.
Right. You know, so we
He
don't
might
know
see
what
one
his
of the
triggers
kids
are.
in the room remind me of something. One of the
Right.
children in the classroom might remind him of something.
Right.
A little Iraqi kid that was trying to doggone grab his daddy's AK-47 because we put him down. You never
He
know.
would be an excellent speaker. Excellent. But training, no. No.
Especially with live rounds. No.
You said live.
Live.
You said
LIV.
anything
The
about
ones when you
live.
you squeeze it.
We
live.
said
Live.
no speakers.
See, live rounds. When you squeeze the trigger, something comes out the front. That's a live round. That's not a blank. It's not a cap gun.
All right.
And the only reason that we are allowed to carry firearms is because of the Americans with Disabilities Act. They can't prevent us from carrying a firearm unless we've been in a mental institution for inpatient within the last 5 years.
Okay. Hey, Sarge.
That's the law.
You carry a gun, but you can't teach a class, is what you're saying?
Heck, no. Don't teach nobody I know. Or you know either.
But however, you can carry a gun, though, right?
Yeah,
but everybody has the right to bear arms.
That makes sense. Listen, look.
Okay, I'm going to make it make sense. How many children do you have?
Understand, like, the white supremacist stuff. You can't teach a class on what to do. But if you mentally insane, you can still carry a gun. Make that make sense. Please explain
I'm going to make it make sense. Do you have children?
Okay, I do.
Okay, so would you trust me with your children, not accompany with you to a firing range, and we're putting some through paper targets?
Okay, so
no, yes or no answer. Ain't no more say so.
I'm asking your question.
No, it's a simple question. It's a simple yes or no question.
Let me talk. Can I do that?
Answer the question.
Yeah, you can do that, but we should be asking yes or no.
If they are allowing you to carry a gun in society,
ma'am,
then you should be capable
enough
to
answer the question.
It's about me.
You should be capable enough to teach my children.
Answer
it's about
my
me
question.
taking your children to a range with AR rifles, the military style rifles, zeroing those rifles because you bought those rifles for them. That's something else people don't know. You can't just buy one from the store and just pew, 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 and it works. No, it's a customized shot. Hold on. Let me explain. You have a front adjustment and a rear sight adjustment. That weapon has to be adjusted to the user. So someone's going to buy their child that type of doggone rifle and allow me to take that child unaccompanied to a range and sit there with them for 24 hours.
The conversation out of content, though.
I'm not taking out of content.
Yes, you are. Because I asked.
No.
The
I
whole question was
answer.
from the jump was, I'm not trying to cut nobody off or anything, because I just feel like you're not hearing what I'm telling you.
I asked you a yes or
None
no
of the
answer.
other
You haven't
listeners
answered.
not hearing what I'm saying. However,
Yes or no answer.
if you are capable enough to carry a gun, why are you not capable enough to teach your youth? Why are you not capable enough to do that? So you're capable enough to self-destruct, but you're not capable enough to teach them right from wrong.
I asked you a yes or no. It makes sense why you can't answer a yes or no question.
I just answered it.
No, you didn't.
What's the question, sir?
I asked you. So you would be comfortable. First, I said, do you have children? You said yes. I said, okay, cool. You would be comfortable with me taking your children with live ammunition to a firing range, training them up. Number one, how to get their rifle set up so they do shoot and hit what they're looking at, and training them how to shoot. You're comfortable with that?
First of all, no, I'm not comfortable with that. That wasn't the question. Community service is not life. First of all, life and the mission. It's not life nothing. You're basically teaching them graphically, if you guys understand the definitions of those terms that I just used, to teach these kids how to defend themselves and when not to defend themselves. I'm not saying physically, graphically. Do you understand the difference?
Physically, graphically, it's all a human action. Now, Martin.
It's a difference.
Hold on. I got a question for Martin.
I
got a question for Martin. Okay. Martin's been listening in. He hasn't said anything.
I'm listening.
Did I or did I not ask a yes or no answer? Are you comfortable? Would you be comfortable with me bringing your children to a range with live rounds? Did I ask a yes or no question, Martin?
Yes, you did.
I said no.
And how long did it take for the no to happen?
I've been said that, but you still been talking over me.
If you had said no, if you had said no,
Martin,
I wouldn't have been asking
Can you elaborate, please?
Okay.
Tell him what I'm trying to express and
No.
what he's trying to express.
Listen.
Thank you.
I'm tired of both of y'all. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired of both of y'all. Y'all, it is no win. Both of y'all arguing with a stop sign. There's no win. There's no win. But I understand. Let me say this, guys. I'm tired and I got to get up and go to work in the morning. So maybe we can
hear that.
I appreciate you guys. I don't mean to cut y'all off, but I'm tired. And I was tired when I got on here. I nodded off a couple of times, but I had to eat me some peanuts to stay woke. But I appreciate you guys. We got to get out of here. I'm out of here, y'all.
You already know what it is.
Live,
uncut,
tell the
unedited,
truth,
and shame the devil.
And I love being black.
I love being
Good night,
black.
y'all. Well, good morning, 1 or 2. Peace
Good
out.
night.
Good night. Debate. I'm both of you.